that, guys? Can you spot the difference? All those lamps that used to be scattered all over the place here have finally been taken down. Oh, gosh. Careful. They've finally been taken down, and I just didn't like the look of them. They were so messy, and they were just kind of everywhere, and it was a cool idea, but I think that this looks a lot better. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep this exact design, but it's super clean. I lowered the sort of edge of the walkways by 1 block, so now it's even with the water. And I've put these little half slabs above the glowstone. It looks really cool at night. We'll have to take a look at it at night. But I like it so far. If you have any suggestions of what should be in place of this half slab, if there should be something else in here, I don't know, maybe like a stone brick slab or something else. I don't want it to stand out very much. I want it to be subtle, so I might keep these stone brick slabs. Or sorry, stone slabs. But yeah, anyway, if you watch my tutorials, then you probably know I've been on kind of a 3x3 farm phase, sort of. I've just been making tons of them, and I want to make a couple on here. So I think I'm going to start off with the mushroom farm. I believe that that's gone up. By the time this video goes up, I'm pretty sure it'll have gone up. And yeah, I've already made a spot for it. This one's actually 3x2, so not quite 3x3. But the reason I love 3x3 farms so much, where did I... Oh, this isn't connected, actually. I went down the wrong place. It's over here that we're going to be making it. The reason I like compact farms so much is it's a really nice, like, challenge to build a farm in a 3x3 space, particularly. 3x3 is sort of like it's sort of like the minimum space that you need to build a lot of farms. So mob farms, for instance, you need at least a 3x3 so that you have the mob in the center, and then you have the blocks holding it in place, stuff like that. So let's see, to start off this, oh yeah, so I got a bunch of redstone. I had to make all this redstone over again every once in a while, maybe like honestly, it's every time I do a redstone project. What I'll end up doing is, and which way do I want this to be facing? I think we want this to be facing this way to start off with. Every time I do a redstone project, I end up making like a stack of each redstone thing, so like comparators, repeaters, stuff like that. And I'm always like, alright, so I'll make like a stack of each, which is a whole bunch, and then I'll never have to make this stuff again, right? Like I'll do it, and then it'll be all, oh wait, this needs redstone on top of it. I'll do it once, and then I'll just always have this stack, and like I'll probably never run out if I'm just doing small redstone projects. And then what always ends up happening is I end up leaving it in a chest somewhere, and I don't know where these things go, but somehow I always end up losing them. Let's put these like this. I always end up losing it, so somewhere in this world, there have got to be 3 or 4 chests that all have close to a stack of every redstone like item in the game that I've made and just lost somewhere. And I don't know where the last time I did redstone was. So, what am I doing here? Oh, I need pistons. Oh, I didn't make pistons. Okay. Well, let's see. The mycelium, I think the way this works... Oh, I forgot to put... Oh my gosh. I forgot to put the item in here, too. And apparently you can't put an item when there's redstone on it. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I'm such a genius. That was totally unintentional, but I think the block just flew in there, so that works out well. Actually, wait a minute. Did the redstone torch go in there, too? I don't think so. I think it's fine. I'm not sure, though. It might be in that one and just not moving. I'm not sure how that works. Alright, so mycelium. I had to go get some mycelium. Well, sort of. I had to like grow mycelium. Let's see, the pistons are going to be here, meaning that this should actually be mycelium, solid block, mycelium, and then, ooh, this is really dark, isn't it? Oh, actually, let's go look at this place from the top here, so I can show you it at night, how the lights look. I think it looks really cool at night. Whoa, careful. The lamps, these lamps, they have a cool, like, shadow on top of them because the light doesn't reach. How do I say that? The light, it can't get through the half block, so it actually goes through the glass, and it makes the half slab there look a little bit dark, so it gives it a cool effect. Some more than others. Like, those are really dark. Those are pretty bright. Not sure why. Yeah, look at that. Like, that's really dark. That's not. Anyway, this is what it looks like at night. I really like it. I like how the pathways are, like, super lit up. For some reason, they just, like, even though they're not really more lit, I guess because they have a brighter color on them, they just look more lit up. And, I don't know. I just like the way it looks. So much better than the lamps. So let me, here, let's see. What do we need? I think pistons. We have pistons, right? We've got to have pistons. Although, then I might have taken them all with me on my last redstone project and have none left. But maybe there are a few left in here, hopefully. My redstone chest. Yes, pistons. We only need 2 of them. And then I already got the mine carts. I'm very prepared. Almost, except for the pistons. Other than that, I was extremely prepared. We need our hopper mine carts and pistons and 2 mushroom, and that's all I need. Yeah. So, yeah, these 2x3 designs, or not 2x3 designs, most of them are 3x3. This one's actually 2x3. Where the heck am I? Oh, over there. Okay. I got really turned around by that ender pearl. Oh, that was cool. I ender pearled into the glass and I just, like, hopped up. Alright, so our mushrooms go here and here. Pistons. I don't really know what made me... Oh, that is not right. Gosh, I'm really messing up this design. Is this silk touch? Okay. I forgot to put items in here. Let me take all those out. We need 22 items. There we go. Alright, so this hopper clock. We'll probably want to make a way to turn it off in case we ever want it off. Dang it, why is this design... How am I messing it up this bad? Alright, that's going back and forth. Oh, I forgot the second piece of redstone. Oh, man. Good thing I made a tutorial on this where I built it perfectly. It's kind of funny, though, when I make my tutorials, I do not build it perfectly the first time. And you guys only see the final cut, but I would say for the building, I don't know what you want to call it, like section or whatever, I'd probably take 5 or 6 cuts. Oh, I didn't bring rails. Dang it. I'm so unprepared this episode. I was so prepared, too. I was so prepared, yet so unprepared. I had, like, all the redstone stuff, except, forgot the rails. Okay. And the pistons. Let's grab a couple in case we lose one somehow. Yeah, I end up taking, like, 5 or 6 cuts for the building stuff, because usually I'll just misplace a block or two, and I want it to be, like, perfect. I'm just, like, a perfectionist like that. Ooh, music is playing. Let me turn that off, because I might be putting music over this video. I've been looking at some music. Oh my gosh, okay, let me stay focused on telling you about the multiple takes. Yeah, I'll do like 5 or 6 takes, because I don't want any misplaced blocks. I don't want to have to like break a block and then place it again, because that can get confusing. And it'll just sort of waste time in the tutorial, so I always try to keep it really concise and as short as possible. Pick these up, and now this is working perfectly. Awesome. Yeah, I always try to keep it really concise and short, and I don't know, I just like tutorials like that. I don't really want a tutorial that's like a let's play. I prefer one that just, it shows you how it works, shows you how to build it, and then it ends. Whoa, that was weird lag. And that's sort of what I try to make my tutorials like. We probably want to, I'm thinking that this path is going to go around and then forward. So yeah, that's why I end up taking a whole bunch of cuts for every one of my tutorials generally. And it ends up taking a lot of time. It'll take just as much time to record a tutorial, and that's not even counting actually coming up with the design, just recording it in itself. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I didn't go out. Yeah, I know what I did. I was confused because this side wasn't as far out as the other side. I'll end up taking just as much time to record a tutorial episode, even after I've already built the design and everything. Even though the tutorials are only like 4 minutes long, as I do to take like a let's play or something, which is much longer, of course. Is this good? I wonder if I want... No, it'll be fine. I wonder if I want more space on the pathways along here. But I think that it's okay because we're going to have the added half slabs now that we have them at the same level. Yeah. So, like I sort of mentioned as I was getting off topic, the music, there might be music over this. I've been looking at some different music recently. I was looking at, who's I looking at? Underwater Beats. They have some really cool music. So I found them through the Moonlight server, which, for those of you who don't know, it's like an SMP server. I would say, if you want to like categorize it, you could say if Minecraft was like one of the most popular and Hermitcraft was one of the most popular, it's a little under there, and it's called Moonlight, and it actually recently merged with another server, but that's a whole nother story. The point is, their intro song is from these guys called Underwater Beats, and they have some really cool music. It's sort of like techno music. Well, tell you what, I'll make sure to put one of their songs playing right now in the background so you can hear it. It's really cool. It's like techno music, and it's upbeat and just a nice sort of background music, I think, for videos. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was getting confused because the pistons here were firing, and I was like, does that mean that there are mushrooms growing that fast? But no, these aren't bud switches. I don't know why, but in case you guys were curious why I didn't use a bud switch for this design, mushrooms growing don't actually activate a bud switch, which is kind of crazy because placing mushrooms will even activate a bud switch, but growing, I guess it just doesn't. I don't know, the game doesn't update the block whenever it grows, which is kind of strange to me. I don't know, other plants activate bud switches, just mushrooms don't. Something in the code changes that. But if you want to check out Underwater Beats, they have some really cool music, so I'll put a link to them in the description. Whoops. As I do with all my music, a lot of my music actually comes from the YouTube library. YouTube has a really cool library of royalty-free music, and that's where I would say I get over half of my music. Of course, who's the other guy? Kevin... No, not Kevin. I always say Kevin whenever I think of his name. It's Mac... Oh no, wait, is it Kevin? Kevin Mac Leod. Something like that. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's probably the most popular royalty-free music kind of guy, because he does all sorts of genres. But Underwater Beats is my type of music, so I don't really care that they don't do a wide variety. I like that it's all the same. There are very few artists that I can say I like pretty much all the music they put out, because a lot of artists will do different styles, and you know, some songs you like, some songs you don't. That's like a lot of extremely popular songs will just be like singles or something, and it just so happens that a lot of people like it. But then you'll go listen to their album hoping that it's like just as good, and meh, I mean, it's not bad, but it's nothing like the single that you heard that was so amazing. So yeah, very few artists are like that, but I wouldn't exactly say that Underwater Beats is like that for me, but they are pretty good, so I recommend that you go check them out. If you like the music that's playing, then you can check out the channel. So, let's see. We're going to finish this up, and then I'm wondering what we're going to do next. Maybe we'll go check out the gold farm, because some strange stuff has been happening with that I wanted to talk about. It's weird. It's a very glitchy farm. Someone asked me a little while ago. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I do that more times than I would like to admit, because the ender pearls get stuck on the tripwire, and I always forget that. Somebody asked me a little while ago why I didn't do a tutorial on it, the gold farm that is, and the reason is that I don't want to do a tutorial on something that's so glitchy, basically. It's very weird with loading and unloading chunks, basically. But yeah, I actually want to finish up that pathway, and I want to fix the pathway over there that doesn't have the lowered sidewalk and everything. Sidewalk, like rail, lowered side rail, I guess you would say. So let me fix that up, and then we'll go check out the gold farm. Alright, so before I go ahead and show you the gold farm and the problems with that, and before I chug this night vision potion, I wanted to show you that I added a little bit of glowstone to the little nether fortress thing in here, and I added some on the walkways, on each pillar, and then I added a little bit on the ground there, and I thought I might have added some up here. I'm actually not sure though. You can go up here and look, but this isn't too bad. It's pretty bright in here. Yeah, and I also added, I finished up these walls here, and I added these pillars around the nether portal. It makes it kind of cramped in here. I might move this ladder back, actually. That would probably be smart. Although it goes all the way up, and so I'd have to move the entire ladder so it's not uneven and all annoying. Hold on, let me chug this. Oh man. I always underestimate how bright that is, but it's so dark on YouTube without it, so. Yeah, the gold farm, it's been working pretty well. Right now I actually have it turned off, and I'll explain to you why. So, a little while ago, I tried AFKing here, and I got, like, nothing. Like, I AFK'd overnight, and I got nothing. I was like, why is it not working? So I went over here, and I checked, and the clock that's supposed to be pushing these pistons back and forth, the weirdest thing happened. Oh, let's grab these. Basically, so it's just a hopper clock. I think this is an Ethos-style hopper clock. And the pistons both disappeared, along with the redstone block, and all that was left was the extended piston block. And it was invisible, and it was unbreakable, but if you hovered over it, you could see the hitbox of it, which is why I knew it was there. And I couldn't move it, I couldn't break it. I tried, you know, placing a piston and activating it a few times, seeing if it fixed it or whatever, and just nothing would fix it. So basically it was out of commission for a few weeks, and then randomly, maybe it was after a server restart or something, it just fixed itself, and it vanished, and these pistons didn't come back. I had to replace those, but yeah, it vanished, and I'd imagine that it happened because the chunks got unloaded while the pistons were moving. And that seems to be a problem in Minecraft. The other thing that was happening with this, by the way, was, and then I think I said this once, these blocks were getting duplicated. So it would actually, I'd come here, and all these blocks, it would be like someone added a row of these slabs, and I was like, what the heck? Like, how does that happen? And it must just be loading and unloading. So I don't know. If you do build this for yourself, I would suggest trying to build it in as few chunks as possible so that you don't have things getting unloaded across the center. I'd imagine that this is not... Yeah, so this is not all in one chunk. Chunk boundaries like right about here. But the other thing that I wanted to show was the wiring in case you wanted to build it. It is a really good farm. Just make sure you turn it off if you unload the chunks, and that'll avoid all the problems. Yeah, the redstone wiring, it's a little bit difficult to see. But the person who messaged me about the tutorial was wondering about the redstone wiring. So, see if I can get you a better view of this. This is how I ended up doing it. It's basically hopper clock, and I have it set to like, I don't know, maybe a couple stacks of items. And then it goes to a monostable circuit here with the piston, into a repeater, 2 ticks of delay, and then it goes into this block here. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, this block here, which then goes down to this redstone, which is in line with this piston line, and then onto there, and you can see it goes down like this, into this repeater, into the block, into the piston, and then it sort of repeats back and forth. So you see the one piston is facing this way, this piston is facing that way, and it goes into the block, and then down here, ooh, I don't know why I'm getting a little bit of frame rate lag. This piston again is facing that way. So it just alternates back and forth, and on the other side it's mirrored essentially. So that's pretty much it for the wiring. Hopefully that helps you out. And I would say that the last thing I want to do this episode is go to spawn and see how our store is doing, because a few episodes ago we added a bunch of enchanted items, right? I think like picks and stuff, and boots, all sorts of stuff, and I want to see if any of it has sold. So let's go do that real quick. Alright, so what is this? Villager. Okay, we have a giant dirt box containing a villager in front of our general store. That's very good. I think I saw them talking in Skype chat about that. Someone found a random villager. So let's see. It was down here that I added the new items. Wow, this place is very bright with night vision. It actually looks pretty cool. We should have like a night vision potion dispenser at the top there. Oh. Oh man, a whole bunch of stuff is sold. What was in here? Shovels, I think? Oh, that's awesome. We're probably rich. 32 diamonds. Or 23, I read it backwards. Helmet, 1 helmet sold. All of the boots sold. Oh my goodness. Hold on, we gotta go check our diamond supply. 2 stacks in there. No, craft payment. I forget what. Aw, yeah. 23 more diamonds. That is awesome. Okay, so I had already moved over a few, I think like close to a stack from in there. But yeah, I think that with all those items that sold, we made close to a stack of diamonds. Which is awesome. We are so rich. 1 crafts. What are these? 64 crafts. Slowly crafts have been disappearing. Which, it's a good thing for me, because whenever a craft disappears, I make money. But that's how it works. Does it work like that with the government, too? If I destroy a dollar bill... No, I don't think that's the way it works. But for me, it works that way, because I just print more money, and, it's worth diamonds. And, yeah. Oh, 64, 64. But let's see, I think I started off with 3 stacks. Wait. 1 crafts. I started off with 2 stacks of 64 crafts, 6 of 1 crafts, and 4 of 8 crafts. So you can see the difference there. And of course, a lot of those I'm sure are in shops ready to be exchanged for diamonds. But if some of them are lost, then we just make money. Because at some point, someone's paid diamonds for them, and they will never be exchanged for diamonds again. So, little did I know when I made the currency on the server that it was actually just going to end up making me money whenever someone lost currency. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully many more people die with lots of crafts on them and lose it. And yeah, I'll see you next time.